What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam back in the building with another weekly episode. I know it's been a few days and you guys been missing me, I know, but I wanted to sit on this information, kind of let it marinate, then bring you guys another fire video. But before I dive into today's topic, just want to say thank you guys for the continued support on the channel. We are pushing towards 2,000 subscribers, guys. You guys are always showing up, showing out here on the channel. Remember, stay tuned for more weekly videos, guys. I may be changing the weekly videos format here, and I'll make sure you guys are updated if I do decide to do that. As well as the Shop Podcast every single Saturday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, guys. The best video game podcast on the weekends, bar none. So be there, be square. Tell your friends about us. I'm going to make sure I put a tweet out later on in the week and reveal the guest as well. So once again, follow all of our information down in the description below on Twitter. Appreciate, love you guys. Now let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. So today we're talking PlayStation 5. Okay. Now if you're looking at the thumbnail, I understand. Now I wanted to let this information marinate, get my thoughts together, and bring you guys a nice, well thought out video. So that's what I'm doing today. At least I'm attempting to do that today. So PlayStation 5, guys. So essentially yesterday, out of nowhere, with no, upfront awareness or anything like that, or no preview or anything, Sony just up and dropped some PlayStation 5 specs out of nowhere. And it was crazy. The internet went crazy. Twitter was crazy. It was buzzing. Now, I do want to break down what I think this means for Sony and why they did this. Now, what I think it means for Sony, the first thing is I think that signifies they're done with the PlayStation 4 at this point. They have nothing to offer on the PS4 at this point. They've moved on. They're looking forward. I'm not saying that the console is going to go away or anything. What I'm saying is that their focus has shifted to the PS4. That essentially what that meant to me was that we're done with this PS4. We've moved on. We're looking forward to the PlayStation 5. Okay, the other thing is signified is that we had talked about this on the show. If you guys watch the podcast on the weekends, we talk about what is Sony going to do. We know they're not going to be at E3, okay, which is in about 2 months or so, a little bit less than 2 months. We know they're not going to be there. They said they're not going to do any events around E3 as well. We don't know if they're going to have a PSX, but based on the news that dropped yesterday, I'm almost 100% sure we are going to see the PS5 either at PSX or maybe E3 next year. I think we're probably going to see it at PSX this year just because they dropped the specs so randomly and so early. So the specs are pretty impressive. First of all, let me go ahead and go through them. I am not a hater, nor am I a tech guy, so don't ask me for a full breakdown on the specs. I'm not a hardware guy. There's a lot of other people who do YouTube that can give you a full breakdown on why these specs are impressive. But I do know a little bit. Let me run through them real quick. So AMD Zen 2 CPU, Navi GPU, ray tracing, 3D audio, PSVR compatible, PS4 backwards compatible, physical disk drive, super fast system drive, and 8K output. So those are some of the things that they kind of highlighted in the information. And to me, once again, I'm not a super tech guy, but that is a very, very, very impressive console. As far as hardware goes, that's going to be amazing. I'm super excited for that. Once again, I'm not a hater, okay? I prefer Xbox, but that is a super, super well thought out, well put together console. Now, one thing I have reservations about, that does not sound like a console that's going to start at $399. We're looking at $499, maybe $599. I think lowest possible with those specs, probably $500. If they can get it anything lower than that, that's going to be crazy. But I think minimum $500 at least, maybe even higher. I don't know if they're going to do the different SKUs. We already know Xbox, they got a couple different SKUs, maybe a high, mid, and a low. But I don't know if Sony is doing that. They may just go with one physical console. They tend to do that until 2-3 years in, then they do their other types of consoles as well, maybe like a mini and all these other things. But either way, that is a pretty beastly console. Now, one thing I do know, and I said this on Twitter if you even follow me there, is that people were going crazy on Twitter like, oh my God, Xbox is in trouble. What is Xbox going to do? Xbox doesn't have to do anything. We already know the game plan. They're going to show up to E3 and show out. If Phil said it out of his own mouth a few days ago. Now, what this does for Xbox is that it puts them in a very, very curious position, a very, very precarious position at E3, because do you show specs? You almost have to now, because they put out their specs. You almost have to counter with something. Maybe like a Scorpio-like, reveal, or maybe a Scorpio-like, preview like they did, with the Xbox One X, where they didn't really show, anything. They gave a couple hard specs, and then they let the developers talk about it, and the publishers talk about how amazing it was. And we know Xbox, Phil said, they're not going to get behind on the power narrative. I'm thinking, and let's be honest, guys, they do share AMD chips and AMD hardwares in both of these consoles, okay? But I'm thinking that the Xbox, the next Xbox, is not going to be anything less than what this is. And based on, there's a rumor floating around as well that next Xbox is going to be a juggernaut. Okay, now I don't know if it's the very highest SKU. I assume it's probably the Anaconda, which is the highest SKU. But I'm hearing it's supposed to be a beast, and I truly believe that what they were able to accomplish essentially with the Xbox One X mid-gen. What they did with that thing was like some Ganondorf Lord of the Rings shit. They were able to pull it off, and it was fantastic. And I'm super, super excited about the next generation, about what's going on. I love competition, man. As a fan of competition, as a fan of these consoles, well, mainly an Xbox guy, but competition, iron sharpens iron. We all gonna benefit from this, guys. But once again, it does put Xbox in kind of a odd position. I feel like they kind of have to go that route now. If they weren't planning on talking about hardware, which I feel like they were going to anyway, they almost have to now, in my opinion. Now, let me know what you guys think about the PS5 and the specs. What do you guys think about this means for PlayStation and Xbox going forward? Are you guys excited about it? Are you guys picking this thing up day one based on what we've heard? Let me know in the comment section. And once again, I appreciate you guys' help. I appreciate you guys' love and support here on the channel. Please subscribe. Drop a like on the video, guys. Once again, the road to 2K, man. We're trying to hit it this year, and I know we're going to do it. I'm going to continue dropping fire content, guys. So I may be changing the weekly video format. I may go down to just 2 videos a week as far as between the podcasts. We'll see how my work schedule works out. But once again, love you guys. Peace out.